listening to the LOZ Podcast Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the LOZ Podcast Network. My name is Ken Lawler. I'm with the LOZ App and the developer of LOZ Podcast Network. Today, we are broadcasting live from Pebble Bay Club. I got my buddy Joe here with me, the owner. And Joe, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, Ken. Thank you.
You know, we decided to do this outside, which I don't know if that was a smart move or not, but we got a little wind, we got some music. You know, this is the atmosphere, so this is good. I think people get an idea of what we're doing out here. But if you guys can see in the background there, we got people playing bags, we got people playing pickleball, the pool's behind us, the docks are back there. We got a gentleman playing music up there and a guitar, and lots of people in the bar enjoying the food and the drinks. Your first big summer, Joe. Did you learn anything?
Of course. Of course. You know, our grand opening was last July 4th last year. And two things happen when you open a restaurant on the 4th of July. The Cave was opened on the 4th of July of 2023, and Elmo Willoughby's a good friend, and he says, you know, what you open without people and without music. You can't get entertainers, and it's hard to find people. In his case, he was able to pull them from Redheads and a couple of other business enterprises. We were not so lucky. So labor is hard here at the lake, as you know, and that's probably the biggest lesson learned is not only to be adequately staffed, but to have the right team.
Yeah.
And we've really worked hard, and we've got the right team now. It's working well.
And that's a moving machine, right? I mean, you don't always start with the same team you end with. And you find that as you get into the summer and you have different needs and people, let's face it, you find out if they're going to work out, if they're not going to work out. Everybody's got their own life, and sometimes it's not what they thought it would be. So, you know, you're constantly adding to the team. You're subtracting. You're trying to make it as best as it can be. But I think, you know, you kind of told me before we went on the air that you really feel like you've got some people in place now that make this place run really well.
I do. We've got a great team now, and it's hard to put together. It is fluid. We're always hiring. Our signs are all now hiring.
If you guys are out there and you're, you know, this is one of the, I will say this, one of the places that is open year round. So, you know, when you're at the lake and you are, you know, in a summer situation and they close up October 1, and then you go, wait a minute, what am I doing now? One of the things I think you have that's an advantage is you have hours that go into the fall and into the winter, which we're going to talk a little more about because you got a lot of stuff coming up. I would say that you guys are amazing at having something going on here every day. When I look at your calendar and I look at all the stuff you're posting on social media, it's amazing to me that you have that much going on here every single day of the week.
Well, appreciate that. We're closed now on Tuesdays, but that's the only day. And come January, we will be closed Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, right after the NFL season, or the NFL Monday Night Football, rather. But yeah, we're open. We're staying open. It's for a few reasons, Ken. One, we want to keep our team busy. We want to keep our team with us, and we also want to take care of our neighbors and friends. And it's a fun destination. We're close to a number of different communities. In fact, we're doing special days in their honor and hosting them. One was yesterday with Clearwater Condos. And you know, we're really becoming more engaged in the community day by day, and it's great. We're having a lot of fun with it.
Well, I popped up on the screen here, the interior in here, and you see all these people in there enjoying the music, and you got the bar going and the fans are going. And I mean, just a fun place to have a drink and to have some good food and kind of bring your buddies up here. It's really an interesting setup that you have because the bar is kind of like everybody can talk to everybody. In the horseshoe there, and so I think that's exciting. And you know, you hear kids running around, you hear families, you have people coming up here on just dates. There's a lot going on, a lot to do here at Pebble Bay.
It is. It was built as a recreational destination. We wanted this to be a family-friendly resort, and we believe we've achieved that. And you know, we unlike many of the lake bars and restaurants, we just don't want the shit show, if I can say that on air.
We have no rules, so
I love
you can say whatever you want.
You know, if you and there's a place for everything, but we build a pool relatively small intentional because I don't want 100 people in there like you might find on some of these other pools at lake bars and such. And you know, we're limited we've only got 29 slips in the marina, and it's terrific. But you know, it's a good size. It's not a big place, but we've got 100 seats on the inside, and we've got probably 200 or more on the outside for dining and such. And it's a good destination. There's a lot to do here, a lot of recreation. We've got the putting green here. We've got the swimming pool, the marina, the swim platforms, the bags, cornhole, of course, and pickleball has been a big hit. We've got a game room around the corner here. We opened up a walk-up bar, which just kind of got going here lately. And so you
got some games of chance over there too. I saw. That's fun.
We do. It's there's something for everybody here. We're trying to make it a destination people can really feel like this is their joint.
Let's talk a little about the food because, I've eaten here several times. I mean, the barbecue is amazing. Obviously, you're from Kansas City. You enjoy barbecue, so you kind of brought that in to the menu. And but you have other stuff too, right? I mean, they're a pretty expansive menu.
We've got a good size menu, probably bigger than it ought to be. But, we've got a good seafood mac and cheese is just fabulous, probably our signature item. I've got one item on the menu with my name, Sweeney Sloppy Slab, and it's our pepper-infused honey with our homemade barbecue sauce and caramelized broiled, and, to caramelize the top and such. We've got a really good variety of barbecue. I'm kind of the pit master, I guess, because I'll show up on a Thursday and I'm smoking a whole, it's a double smoker. It's bigger than about any other ones down here at the lake. I was on 6 barbecue teams at American Royal in Kansas City, and I'd wander around with my barbecue sauce and my mop, my cherry mopping the briskets as I went. But it's a lot of fun. I love to smoke, and we've got the best smoker money can buy.
And you have these beautiful rooms behind us there. The resort itself. I mean, you've got was it 6 suites?
We've got 8 suites here. Suites. We've got a big house up here, vacation rental, 1 of 4. We've got 3 homes on the golf course next door to Old Kinderhook. So we've got beds for 50. And so we can accommodate groups and families and reunions.
And that's kind of a great point about this too, is you're on the water. It's real secluded back here, but you're central. I mean, you pop out on the road in 5 minutes. You're in the middle of Camdenton. You're playing golf at Kinderhook. You've got a lot of things right outside the gates that if you're staying here, I mean, you really don't have to go very far to get to have a great time. And, I think it's cool that you are really tied into the community too. And now we're going to talk about some things that are coming up that you're doing for the community itself. One of the things that I think is kind of cool is the homecoming, Pebble Bay Club homecoming event. Talk about that a little bit. Tell me what that is.
Well, so not only do we not have a football team or a football stadium, but we have homecoming. And September 6th, we're going to have a ball. So we're starting the day with, we'll have live music 3 to 6 and a lot of activity before that, of course. But Saturdays are big, and especially in the fall. The Mizzou plays KU that day, so they're on the tube.
And I'm a Tiger, and
I am too. So, I am too. So we're going to have a thumping about 2:30, and I think the Tigers are going to have a good season. So between the game, the live music, but the real fun begins at 6 o'clock, and the Camden High School marching band will assemble on our upper lot. They're going
the whole band.
How
many people are in that band?
I believe 160,
160 kids.
So we'll have 400 or 500 people here. I'm not sure where we're going to park everybody. We got to figure it out. But of course, the marina is going to be busy and such. They're going to march down the hill, and they're going to assemble right back here in the where the pickleball courts are. The courts are coming down. The nets are coming down. It's going to be tight, but they've got an electronic section as well. A little bit about them. They are contenders to be the best high school marching band in the state of Missouri every year.
Oh, wow.
They're fantastic. And that's no understatement. They competed last year for a national competition in Indianapolis. We tried to actually do this last fall. And Dominic Zanaboni, he's a terrific guy. He's the director of bands. He's got the best job in at the lake, I think. And he wasn't able to fit it in, but we've talked about it. Everybody's smiling, having a good idea. We're trying to raise money and awareness for the band, so they've got postseason support for these competitions they travel to.
Yeah, and that's really what it's for, right? It's a fundraiser.
It is. It's a fundraiser. It costs $650 per student musician to be in that band, and many can't afford to be in it.
Yeah,
and that's including. There's a lot of subsidies on top of that, but it's $650 per student, and we want to try to help cover as much of that as we can for uniforms, for equipment, for instruments, travel, lodging,
buying a burger after the event, all that.
My God, yeah, and so we've got some sponsorships we're putting together, and we hope the community will support it, because I'll tell you what, one of the biggest things to be proud of at this Lake of the Ozarks is that band.
Yeah,
they're amazing. They're amazing.
Well, and it's just great that you're getting behind them, and you can help support some
locally.
That's amazing. I always like a chance to come and cheer on the Tigers beating the Jayhawks anytime I can get there. So yeah, I think that's going to be a good time.
I got to tell you a side story. You'll like this. I won't get too sidetracked, but when I was at Mizzou my senior year, there was a fundraiser for a quartet on the radio, KFMZ or whatever it was, a fundraiser, and I paid $26 to buy a quartet. Time ran out. I got it for $26. But what I did is I went over and talked to the director and of the marching band, Marching Mizzou. And I said, I want to invite everybody to a tailgate, free food and beer before the KU game. And he smiled. He goes, tell me more. And I go, here's my ulterior motive. Anyway, he let me. I climbed up on the scaffolding. I had the megaphone, and I announced to everybody, pregame tailgate party, free barbecue and beer. I said, wear your uniforms, and you might have your instrument in your car. And I drove to Kansas City for the Royals playoff game that they beat the Yankees in the playoffs. And I drive back leading a caravan of 9 cars from KU.
Oh, wow.
Becky Brandmeier was her maiden name. She married my brother, and they were all KU people. And I led the caravan, and Custer could have had a better day when we pulled up in front because we had 2 news stations and playing the Mizzou fight song in my front yard out on West Boulevard South over there by the Forum in Columbia. We had a ball. So I've done this before, and we actually raised money.
Okay, well, that was lighting pretty close to us, so I think we're going to stop right now.
That's a good idea.
It's been recording the whole time. Nothing's been on there. All right, welcome back. Joe, we just barely escaped getting hit by lightning out there, which I'm interested to see how that looks on camera when we do it. Everybody, we just were out there. It was sprinkling, pretty, it was overcast, but that was about it. And then I think a lightning strike hit the dock right behind us. So that'll be interesting. Anyway, we're back inside. We're in one of the beautiful suites that you have here at Pebble Bay Club. You have 8 of these. They're gorgeous. All of this wood, everything that you guys have done here, you bought all that, right? Like,
we harvested from this property.
I'm setting you up here. No, you were telling me that you actually honed this wood from trees on the property.
We did.
Is it what is it? Walnut?
It's sycamore.
Sycamore.
That's white oak on the ceilings and cedar frames on some of the photos. We've got original photography from the Big 9 third weekend of October.
Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you just cannot understand how high end it looks in here. And so I think, like you said, you got a little something for everybody. If you have a big group, you can stay in the house. You got another couple houses over on Kinderhook. You can come stay if you just want to do something with a couple, or maybe a couple couples and do it here in the suites. The pool's right outside the putting green. You walk over, you get dinner, you get lunch, drinks. I mean, you never have to leave the property if you don't want to. What is going on with the fall? Because I'm sure you're closing down, right? This is it. We got another couple weekends and you're done.
No. We're just getting. That was a setup. We're just getting started. It's at the beginning of the year. I produced these planning guides and for boat shows and such, and we were at the boat shows exhibiting and telling folks about Pebble Bay Club and inviting them down, and many have shown up, and we've done a bunch of mailers around, sent them around the lake, and even in Kansas City and St. Louis, and mailed a bunch of Pebble Bay bucks out, and brought a lot of folks in. We want people to come in and enjoy the development and come back. It's a fun destination.
So we got the shootouts coming up next week. So that's a big event at the lake. There's going to be things going on all over the lake of the Ozarks for the shootout. It's a week-long celebration, big charity event, and I'm sure you guys are going to have a lot going on while people are down for that.
We are. I'm not sure. We were talking with folks about being part of the poker run or a destination.
Oh, yeah.
For some of the boats.
With Mark Mawson, he runs that.
Mawson,
It's great guy. And then you've got Labor Day weekend, not too far off. What are you guys doing for Labor Day? You got live music. You got activities every day and night. It says.
Day and night. We've got bands, musicians playing all 3 days. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm not sure on Monday, but I think so. But so at least 3 days of music and a lot of activity and specials and things like that going on. So it'll be a lot of fun.
And then we got Homecoming featuring Camdenton. That's going to happen September 6th. The big marching band's going to line up top. We were talking about that earlier. What a cool, I mean, that should really bring people out just to see it. I mean, I hope people come out and support it and just see all the kids, support what they're doing, bring a couple bucks with you because it is a fundraiser. I mean, you'll take a 20, you'll take a 40, right? You'll take anything, and just helps the kids and what a cool way for them to kind of kick it off and and then we're going to, of course, see the Tigers beat the Jayhawks. So
we are going to see that. But one thing I should mention about homecoming is our term, not theirs. Their homecoming, I believe, is 2 weeks later, so it's created a little bit of confusion. But in any case, it's going to be our homecoming here at Pebble Bay, and we want to make it an annual fun event. But this is a remarkable marching band, and we're very lucky to have them. And it's expensive to operate a marching band, and we're here to help them. We're going to try to raise some money for their postseason tournaments and travel.
I think that's cool. I mean, just the way you guys are getting involved with the community, and you guys are here, you're part of it. I know I see people here all the time that are civic leaders. They're coming into the restaurant. I know you have a lot of good relationships with people in town that are doing things and trying to make sure that you guys are a part of it, and that's really cool. Bike Fest. Are you a biker?
I am. I should be in Sturgis right now. Actually, I've got a buddy of mine, Pete Smith, that I've ridden with Pete 9 out of the last 10 years. And 2 years ago, he says, "Well, why aren't you going?" I said, "Because I've got a detached retina and I'm blind." And he said, "You got another eye, you're fine." But anyway, I couldn't ride this year with Pete. Unfortunately, I had some conflicts down here, but I do ride and I love it. And Bike Fest is fun. I've been to a lot of the big ones around the country.
Will you be having some things here for the bikers? I mean, will you? Because the nice part is coming in here, it's all paved. So I mean, you got paved all the way down to the bottom here.
We've got about 40 parking stalls for bikes out there. They also fit golf carts.
Yes.
But yeah. So hopefully we're part of the plan. So we're on the route, and hopefully we'll get a good turnout. We had some bikers here last year, had a good time. It's fun.
Oh, that's great. And then tell me about the Pebble Bay Club Classic Car Show.
We're making it up as we go along a little bit, Ken, to be entirely honest with you. But I'll tell you, we've got some neighbors who have a really cool collection of cars, and Kurt Klink is going to be bringing his 10 or so cars he's got here. He lives in western states. I believe he's in Arizona, and he's a car collector, and he's got a bunch of cars back there. He's been doing all of his cars here.
I mean, we were almost part of that.
Yeah, exactly. So
nothing stops the podcast, though.
Yeah.
All we did was move 7 feet inside, and we're going to continue this thing.
I love it. Hopefully we'll tell the story. So one thing I might add is if you got a classic car, bring it. No registration fee, just bring it. This is about celebrating the hobby and some beautiful cars, and hopefully we'll fill the parking lot with.
No, that's cool. So yeah, then there's a lot of people. If you go to Hot Summer Nights, I mean, you see some of these cars that people have. So there's a lot of people in the area that have a car. And they love to show it. And I'm telling you, September is a great time to be out driving. You got those convertibles, you got those classic cars, and it's great.
Saturday the 20th of September.
Saturday, 20th of September, the Pebble Bay Club Classic Car Show. Fall Glory Oktoberfest every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday through October. What's that?
We started Fall Glory over in St. Louis when we were out in St. Albans, and the irony is we would have pumpkins for the kids to decorate. Sometimes they'd be carving it out. We didn't like kids playing with knives anyway, so we used paint. One year we had the wrong kind of paint that didn't dry. Now I've got these pumpkins rolling around inside of very expensive cars
with paint.
With paint, yeah. So we got in trouble with
You
that.
were real popular.
We were, yeah. They hated us, absolutely. But you know what? The kids will be having fun. There'll be all kind of activities. Of course, we'll have the pumpkin party. They can come decorate their pumpkins, and we'll have some trick or treating kind of type things going on. But it'll be fun. Oktoberfest is great. There's not a more beautiful place in the state of Missouri.
Wait a minute, you're still open in October? I mean, everybody else is closed. What?
We're open.
You're staying open.
Full throttle. We're open. We're open 6 days a week, all the way to Thanksgiving.
Okay, so folks, did you hear that? All the way to Thanksgiving, 6 days a week. You can come out here every day but Tuesday. Still sit on the water, still go boating. I grew up here for 25 years. Some of the best boating's October. I mean, the leaves are changing. You get the fall in the air. You go out around 10, 11 o'clock during the day. The sun's out, and it's just the best boating there is. No one around. You can kind of come and go as you please. You got beautiful docks here, brand new docks. So that's going to be cool. And then the free concert celebrating veterans, Kenny Ray Horton. Now let's talk about this.
All right. So Kenny Ray Horton has become a good friend. Kenny is from the Joplin area. He spent a lot of time working out of and playing in Nashville. He's performed for every president, every living president. He was the lead singer of Country Current, which is the U.S. Navy band. Fabulous vocalist and artist, plays guitar. Kenny is working with and has recently been adopted as scripting the official song for Missouri tourism called Missouri.
Okay.
And it's fabulous. He'll perform it here. He's going to start with the national anthem and Missouri. Missouri will be played. So we're trying to help encourage legislature to consider that as the second state song along with Missouri Waltz.
Okay.
And Kenny's a fabulous artist, and we're honored to have him here. He's performing next month in Ingram's in Kansas City. We've got him in there in KC as well, but he's going to be here on November 8th. So it's not on Veterans Day, it's on the Saturday preceding. So we invite everybody to come out for a free concert. He's great. One of the best performers you'll ever find.
And that's November 8th. So, I mean, you've got stuff going all the way into September, all the way into October, all the way into November. I mean, guys, there's something here for you to do. If you want to get out and you want to enjoy yourself, you got to get to Pebble Bay Club, and you got to understand what's going on here and all the things they're trying to do. I don't know how you do it, Joe. I mean, there's a lot going on here. You've got, the restaurant, you've got the resort, you've got everything that goes on with all the scheduling, and you're trying to run another business in Kansas City. So,
well, we've got a good team though, and you've met Valerie. Valerie's the best. Valerie is from Missouri. She lived in Liberty and grew up in Kansas City and has been down here. Her brother Mark is here. You've met Mark, and he's a fabulous guy. Valerie's incredibly talented. She looks a little bit like us, and I tell you what, she's one of the best social media, and digital people alive, and she's fantastic.
Yeah, she does great work.
And she's got 5 clients, and 4 of them are artists in Nashville. You might remember England Dan and John Ford Cole.
Yeah.
She works for John Ford Cole. She does all the PR and HR and works the concerts and sells the merch and all the stuff. We're trying to get Bridges and Backroads tour here next year, which is the whole coalition, Kenny among them, to play. It's not going to be a cheap ticket. We're probably going to be out looking for sponsors, but that'll be a lot of fun.
Well, that's awesome. Well, guys, listen, you've seen it. There's a ton going on here. The summer is not over. The fall is just around the corner. There's all kinds of things happening here at Pebble Bay Club. Get over here. Make sure you enjoy the food, the drinks, the atmosphere. Support what's going on. Help support those kids when they come here and they're doing the homecoming and the band. But we love talking to you. We're going to have another one of these. We do these about every 2 months with you and kind of get an update. And you have so many things going on, we can barely keep up. But we're just so glad that you're supporting the community, doing what you're doing here. Anything else that we missed that you want to talk about? Or we?
I just might add the neighborhood days. So we're blessed to have. We would not have built this here had we not had a cluster of communities in the area. Now, some of the condos are less active in the off season, but Old Kinderhook, I'd say many of the residents are year round. So we've got 275 homes next door. And we are actually hosting a series of days. Last weekend was Big Island Day at Pebble Bay. And there's only about 90 homes at Big Island.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about 7 miles away from here, but it's a beautiful place. And a bunch were here. Yesterday we had Clearwater Day at Pebble Bay, and it was hilarious because we've got a lot of friends now at Clearwater.
Yeah.
And, we're 10 miles away from the closest bar and restaurant. It's the Cave is the closest, and there's another bar pretty close to that. But this Saturday is Cedar Heights Day at Pebble Bay. And we've got a lot of friends from over there. And Cedar Glen, Old Kinderhook Day at Pebble Bay is September 20th. Same day as the car show. Empire City and Good Neighbors Day. Empire City is a small community that's kind of landlocked on the other side of Old Kinderhook.
Okay.
Many friends there, and we are in the Good Neighbors neighborhood. So it's kind of cool. So we're really trying to create a destination where friends can have fun, and there's nothing down here at all. And there's a massive need for something down here. I just wish that you would have done it, not me.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad it wasn't me. I'm glad it was you. And I think, if we can just help Joe, help Pebble Bay Club, come here and bring some friends, see what's going on here. I mean, it's just a great opportunity to have a location here in this area of the lake, both by water and land, where everybody can enjoy themselves. And look, there's something going on every night. So don't worry. When you get here, there's a party going on. So
it's a special place, and it was not designed to be a crazy place. We want families to be here. We want companies to come here for retreats. We've got the perfect setup. We've got a private dining room and meeting room. We don't have the large corporate facilities for events and large weddings and things, but it's a great destination. And we had a law firm that did their retreat here, just left this morning, had a ball. They had 4 or 5 of the suites, the house up here, and a couple
No,
more.
that's great.
So yeah, it's we can accommodate groups, and in my other business, I'm a magazine publisher, run Ingram's in Kansas City, which is a business publication, and we're trying to create this as a bit of a business destination as well. You're a member of that first class of the 20 Lake Pros, you should know, and we've had some good results with that, and we'll fire back up First Fridays again in January.
That's awesome. Well, guys, make sure you get to Pebble Bay Club. Joe, we're so much fun talking with you. We'll be back on the air with you in a couple months, kind of follow up again. If anyone has any questions, just go to their website, go to their Facebook page. There's always something going on, and get out here to Pebble Bay Club. Until the next time when we see you on the LOZ Podcast Network, I'm Ken Lawler. And again, we're always talking to locals, people who live here, people who own businesses here. We want the money to stay here in town. We want you guys to be able to, go to places that are locally owned. And that's what the LOZ app does. So thanks, everybody, and enjoy your day. Thank you, Joe. Thank you.